Thanks everyone for jumping online for our Netball panel umpire and developmental webinar. It seems crazy doing this in February, but we are very close to the season. I was telling Soph today it's only 45 days till round one, so we're on the countdown. We're just going to go through a few things tonight. So game times, I'll go through a few things on Officials HQ, touch base on our development mentor program and the feedback ranking system that's attached to that. There's a slide in there about finals that we'll breeze through, given it's not till later in the year, a few key important dates, and then some additional links and introductions for 2025. So the game times for this season haven't changed. There's just a note in there that both the 19 and under divisions in GFL and BFL have increased to 12-minute quarters, but as panel umpires, you would just be doing predominantly that A and B grade level. Officials HQ is our key platform for appointing umpires, and with appointments, we want to make sure that we're releasing them in fortnightly windows, so you have them well in advance to know who you're umpiring or amend that appointment as required. And just wanted to note now that we do have the Easter weekend and Anzac Day weekend where there are games played, so if you are aware that you're not going to be around, if you're able to let me know in advance so we can start to plan those weekends, knowing that we often have limited availability. We're going to go through some key videos and guides around the functionality in Officials HQ, so around personal information and bank details, entering your availability and accepting and declining appointments, as well as uploading files. So hopefully these all work, but we've just got some screen recordings on a phone and they are exactly the same on a computer. So the first one is personal information and bank details. So you can see here, this is the home page. You want to click on your account and then scroll down to the bank account section. At the top, there was the personal information section. So making sure that all the relevant information is current and up to date, because we obviously use Officials HQ for all our payments as well. The next one, which we're going to house all of these videos elsewhere. So if it was too quick, we will show you the link for where they're available just to go back and watch individually. Entering our availability, so this video will play now. The top right-hand corner is like the menu section. When you click on that, go to My Officials HQ and then select Leaves. You then want to find the date that you want to enter in leave for. You can see I've selected the 28th in this video and then choosing a reason. So professional obligations is the example here, and then writing in working other job this week and then submitting that. You can choose a start and an end date. So if you were only available for, say, like the A grade time slot, you can come in and put your availability from like a 12:30, which would mean that you weren't available for the B grade time and just the A grade time slot. You do only need to enter in availability if you're not available for a date. Otherwise, it's an assumption that you are available to umpire. The next video is accepting appointments. So on the home screen, you'll see here on the left-hand side video that there's an upcoming appointment. To accept, or actually let's watch declining appointments first. Clicking on My Officials HQ and upcoming appointments, you'll see here that there is a bell and you just need to click to reject. If you reject a game, you need to give it a reason. So in this example, it's unavailable due to study, and clicking reject. That way I get notification as to reason why, and you'll see that there's now no upcoming appointments listed on your Officials HQ. The video on the left is accepting appointments. So clicking on the menu icon and umpire allocations. Again, the bell is here as umpire 2. So clicking on the bell and then accepting the appointment, which then holds in that upcoming appointments phase. You can see the bell has now disappeared as well. The next one is about uploading files. So we're trying to get the most out of our Officials HQ. So we've added in some sections in here where we can upload our accreditation, our rules of netball, the statement of supplier, media release form, and we'll put the contracts for our mentors in there as well. going through the video, the example we've got, so clicking on your account and then scrolling down to accreditations and selecting accreditations, add accreditation. This one here, I've chosen the B badge accreditation, choosing the start date of the current date obtained. So when you update your accreditation, you get a new date. So I got mine in 2015, but since then have updated in 2022, and then selecting the file. So downloading from your My Learning account and then uploading your badge in there as well. And clicking save, and you'll see that that then appears at the bottom of my accreditation. So when you click the plus to add accreditations, you'll get in the drop down all of the options. So we had C badge, B, A and AA, and then a section for rules of netball exam, statement by supplier, media release form and contract. So while it does say accreditations, we're going to use it to accommodate allowing us to upload all of the files that we want to collect through Officials HQ. And then the last one on Officials HQ is just the working with children check. So there's 2 steps to this. So watching the video again, we're clicking on our account and then scrolling right down, there's a working with children check option. Once you've added in your working with children check, we then want you to go back to the files section, which it will show you in a second, and upload a photo of your working with children check as well. So the details will be housed in the working with children check section, but then a photo of your card in the add accreditation section. It's the only place where we can upload files and again, want to use it to the fullest. They were all quite quick. So if there any questions, are we all right to keep going?
No, keep going, all good.
Wait. So the next one that we're going to talk about is our development mentors. So we had about half a dozen development mentors last year, and we'll look to appoint mentors again. So the development mentor piece is mentors that are involved in the panel section, so that they mentor during A and B grade games to support those coming up through that pathway, pushing themselves to umpire in an A or a B grade match. We've still got that window open, so if anyone's interested in becoming a development mentor, the link's in there and we'll share it out through email as well to sign up. Once appointed, the mentors will be rotated across venues and umpires. So we've got a very good system to keep track of who has had which mentors and which umpires haven't yet had a mentor. They're required to complete an assessment against the B badge competency, and as an umpire, you will receive part of this report. So the mentors are required to mark each item on the B badge competency using the terminology in this slide. From here, the terminology converts to an overall total score, which is then broken down into an observed performance ranking and a comment for each section. So as an example for what you as a panel umpire will receive is each section: communication, game management, PVT, minor infringement, major infringement, and advantage. They're all broken down, and an overall performance word is attached to that. So in this example, communication, the observed performance was very good, and then a feedback, so a type box that the mentor has left you a message, that's what you receive as well. So it's some things that you can work on when you go to your next game. Those that umpired last year and received feedback, it will be very similar, the same. Then we move into finals. So anyone who has umpired panels throughout the season will be invited to umpire finals across all grades, and that finals will be based on feedback from throughout the season and performance throughout each week of finals. So each of those reports that you receive from a development mentor help us allocate umpires throughout the season. So we'll use that detail. Should you only get 1 or 2 mentors throughout the season, but other people get 5 or 6, the score is still averaged out. So we can use that to help us determine who's to umpire each of the games in finals. Or go, Soph.
I was just going to say, just on that too, the score as well, like there's a score that's attached to it, but it doesn't necessarily, it's not the be all and end all. It's also not shared anywhere. It's just sort of a figure in the background for us to help the system do maths to help us work things out, and it just gives us some good data. But yeah, when you hear the word score, please try not to freak out. It's more just a number to help our system do what it needs to do.
Good addition. Some dates from here. So there is a mandatory child safety session that's coming up, and it's delivered by an external presenter, a session which Soph has sat through herself, and it was very engaging, and we're making this mandatory for all of our panel umpires, all of our development mentors, all of our midweek mentors. I think it's a really good starting place for us, given the connection that we all have. That session is being held on the 25th of March at Deakin Katz Community Centre. I'll send out more detail, but you would have seen that that was part of the email in regards to tonight's session. So please let me know your attendance in there. As I said, it's mandatory. Just included the start dates, as I mentioned earlier. It's only a few weeks till the start of the season. And something that wasn't in the presentation, because we're still working through the finer details in that, is around the match report. So there will be a match report for 2025. We'll just work out whether that tweaks or changes, or how we upload, from probably more around the process. So whether there's an electronic way we can track that, or have a look in Officials HQ to see if that's something we can do in there as well. And then in addition to that, we are working through the votes and what they will look like for 2025 as well, trying to make it the simplest we can for yourselves as panel umpires. And then breezing through, we're on to our final slide here tonight, and then we can open up for any questions. But a note that everyone will need to, in addition, register for the 2025 winter season through Officials HQ. Just because we're still running our current summer season, we won't be able to get this out to you until at least the Thursday, the 6th of March. So we'll send that out ASAP once Soph and I get it together, ready to go. I've included the link to the Loco Umpire shop. It is an expectation that all panel umpires are wearing the AFL Byron t-shirt when umpiring that A and B grade game. Cam, who you met at the start, helped me create a new website for all things netball umpiring, which we'll continue to build out, but you'll probably see that plastered a bit from now on. I'll come back to Hedger, but everyone needs to register for the BFL and the GFL link, and I've included those as well, just so that we've got everyone registered for the start of the season. And it helps us if you're registered to both competitions. We've decided this year that we're going to move all of our communications through Hedger, or Hedger, however you want to say it, to make it easier for that communication notification piece. So when once I send out the panel allocations for the next fortnight, just to throw it in Hedger to say, hey, allocations are up, please go in and accept, so that you're not getting lots of emails back and forth. Hopefully this can shrink the amount of communication that's going out, or not have so much in your email inbox. And I can also see when you've read things, which is really helpful as well. But I've actually created that group. So if you've got your phone out and you want to have a scan, you can join that group now. There's not too much in there, but we'll continue to build it out and use that to, as I mentioned, use that to communicate everything going forward. That was it. Very short, sharp session tonight. But if anyone's got any questions or wants to jump off.
Just one in the chat was Mel clarifying about the match report. So yes, it's the one that we currently have, the paper one, to report any incidents. Mel is a big fan of supporting an update to that form. So we'll hopefully have an update to everyone as to what that looks like sooner rather than later. But yeah, the more things we can streamline and kill less trees, that would be best outcome for everyone, I think.
No, that's all. I look forward for everyone joining the Hedger team and working with you all going forward. If you did an umpire panel last year, would love to touch base via phone next week. So if you get a call from an unknown number, please answer. I just wanted to say hi and introduce myself and get a bit of background on you as well.